what the shysteroo is up, everybody? Last night I was talking to Cubics on the internet, and he has a little special surprise for all you guys coming up pretty soon. I'm not sure when he's going to announce it or release it or whatever, but pretty soon I'm sure it'll be coming up in a video vlog. I'd like to show you what I did last night. I came up with a cube design. The pieces, here, it's just a little rough sketch. I didn't go into any great detail or anything. Ignore this dog here. The pieces, if I can get it to, there we go. It's just a core, basically. There's no, the pieces don't touch each other. It's just complete space. The pieces are really long and come out of the core, and they have some way of turning. I haven't made it yet to where it would actually work, but this is what it would look like. The corners would be like this, coming out this way, and in between the centers are here, and the edges would be there too, somewhere, I don't know. But none of the pieces would be touching, so there would just be free movement and 100% corner cutting. Basically, I wanted to give you guys a little update on the contest and and do some Cross and F2L examples, because everybody's always likes example solves. With the contest, it is taking frickin' forever. I thought more people would be interested in a contest, but apparently they're not. So what I'm going to do, since everybody's been waiting and waiting, we're going to take it to 700. So 200 more people, man. If you guys can get 200 more people, then we'll end this freaking contest, and I'll give my VCube 7 away. How's that sound? Now that that's out of the way, let's get on with the example solves. I'm going to be using my John Church Silk, by the way. I should have a review coming up on this pretty soon, whenever I feel like making it. Basically, I'm just going to do some hand scrambles, and we'll see what we come up with. Righty-ro. Alright, so Cross and F2L examples. Cross. A lot of people usually need some help with the Cross, because it does take a lot of practice to master. It can be pretty frustrating, especially when you're going from doing your cross on top to doing it on the bottom, which is what we're going to be doing. And we'll do it on white just for the sake of everybody's probably used to white, most likely. What you want to remember when you're doing your cross is that you don't have to build it with the pieces on their correct colors, meaning if green's on red, you don't have to move it over to green and then, do each piece. You can build it right where the pieces are and then move it over when it's completed. As long as everything's in the correct color scheme, let's say green's on red, then you would want orange to go here. In this case, we have red. So we know that these two pieces need to switch. Okay? And there's a little algorithm I'll show you to do that. So we're not going to worry about taking one out, switching it for another piece. That takes too long to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to build the rest of the cross, and then we'll switch these two pieces with this little algorithm that I want to show you. So the other two pieces are blue and orange, and they're right here and here. And these are in a good situation. So what we'll do is, first, you know what? I'm going to get another cube, and I'm going to show you the algorithm that I'm talking about, because I want to do this cross a different way. The algorithm I'm talking about, let's say you had your cross built, green, orange, red, and blue, but you realize the red and blue need to switch. All I do is I put my cross on the right, and I put the two pieces that need to switch on F and U, and I just do the sexy move twice, except the last time the second time I don't do the last U prime. So it's real fast, real easy. Switch. Whoops. Real fast, real easy. Nice little trick to switch the cross pieces. Another trick I'd like to show you is when you have two pieces that need to switch, but they're also flipped incorrectly. Nice little trick for that is to have it have one piece on the right, one piece in the front, on the bottom, and you do R2, which brings this piece up, F prime, R prime, F. So basically, if you have the two pieces, they're switched and flipped wrong, you just go, and that's the trick. It flips them right, real fast. One more trick I'd like to show you, and most of you probably already know this one, is if you have one edge that's flipped incorrectly, there's a little trick you can use for that. It's just that quick. The algorithm for that, hold it like this: R prime, small u, R prime, small u prime. So it's just a whammity bam bam. See, and it flips the edge on the right. So, three things. To switch two pieces, hold it on the right, and do sexy move twice without the last U prime. Two pieces flipped and switched. You hold one on the right, one on the front. Like that. And the final trick, flipping one edge. Okay? So we'll remember those when we're doing our crosses. In this situation, though, for this cross, I wanted to do it a different way because I saw something that I think would be easier than doing the way I was going to do it. Basically, what I would do here is, because blue is on green and orange is right here, and I know orange goes to the left of blue, I'm going to be able to solve these two pieces in a quick 2 moves. It's going to be R prime F, and they'll be solved in correct relation to each other. But these other two pieces need to switch. So what I would do in this situation is, because I know orange is going to end up here on red, I'm going to want to put red on orange. And when I do that with a D move, see, red's back here on orange, green lines up with green. Even though it's on the incorrect side of red, it's still lined up with its own color. So we're going to leave it there, because what we're going to do is we're going to place these two with an R prime F, and so far that's been 3 moves. We got 3 edges in 3 moves, which is really good. All we have to do now is do small U2, and green's already lined up with its edge, with its center, and we'll just end it with an L. Now, some of you might be asking why I did small U2 instead of D2, and this is another little tip. I like to do small U's when aligning my cross, because what happens if you do a D2? You're still looking at the same side of the cube that you were before you did the D2. When you do the small U2, you get to see what's on the other side. So it helps you look ahead for your first F2L pair. And in this situation, I see these two pieces after doing that small U2. So what I would do before placing this green here is I would do a U to get them out of the way. So, because if I left them here and I did L, and then I'm just going to notice these two pieces and I'm going to get them out anyway. So before I do that L, I'm going to move them out of the way, then do my L. So now these are in a situation that I like, and they're in the workable area here. So now we have this, there's our cross, by the way. So now we have this green-orange pair here, but they're not... Sorry about that. I don't even remember what I was saying. So we're just going to go ahead and start with our first F2L pair. Green and orange, I moved out of the way, and they ended up in this situation. The white is facing towards me. So I want this other edge. I see that they both have the opposite colors on top. So I want them to be in the situation where I can solve them with the 3-move RUR prime. However, they're in this situation, and they need to go here in the front left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this edge over here. So I'm going to move the corner. I'm going to move the corner down, move the edge over, bring the corner back up, and now they're in a position where I can solve them. And I also notice these two next pieces, the blue-orange pair. So I'm solving orange and green, and these end up back here. I don't see anything else instantly. I do see it now, but in a real solve I probably wouldn't see what I just saw next. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I was originally planning on doing. These are in this situation here, and I know they go back here. So I'm going to do this algorithm that solves them back here. Now I know that this red-green corner was here, and the red-green edge was already in the solved position. So I bring it over here and I do triple sexy with the left, and it solves it right there. And now I see this blue-red corner, and the blue-red edge is in the back. So I'm going to align the red, and because the corner is facing up, I'm going to pair them together, solve them in the back. That's the F2L. Then I would just finish with my OLL and PLL. Okay, here's the situation. Green's lined up with green, red's here, blue is over here on red, and orange is over here under blue, flipped incorrectly. So pretty much we could solve orange in 2 moves. The red's over here, we need it to be in the back. Green's where it needs to be, and we could solve that in 1 move. And blue's here. So what I would do in this situation is I would leave orange alone for the moment. I would start to solve my green, and since I know red goes on this side of blue, which is right here, I'm going to take advantage of them being next to each other like this, and I'm going to move it over as I solve my green. So now green's solved. All I did was, it was like this. The green's here. When I'm solving green, red comes up next to blue, so I move those 2 over. Continue solving green. Then I know I can solve red in the back with 1 move. And now we have this easy situation where I can use the blue to also solve orange. So as I solve my blue, I bring my orange up, and it aligns with orange, so I can solve it and just continue solving the blue. But what I would have seen in a solve is, while I'm doing this, I've seen that this, where did it go? Oh, as I solve orange, I see the orange-blue corner here, and I know it's over here now, but I also see the edge here. So I'm going to move that over before bringing my blue down. So now these two are in a situation where I know where they both are. I see the orange, blue, white corner here with the white facing out. So I know that these aren't going to match if I lift this up like this. So what I'm going to do is bring it over here, pull the corner out, and now they're in this easy to solve situation above the slot where they need to go. So I can solve those. And now I know green and orange are back here, and I know red and green are right here. And since these are kind of in that same situation, I'm going to go ahead and pull them out, and they need to go back here in this slot. So set up in the easy situation. I'm going to solve them with 3 moves as well. orange and green are here and here with the white facing back, and this is an easy situation when they're both the same color on top. I know the slot that where they need to go is here in the back, and I see the other white corner that I need here. So as I solve these two, I'm pairing them up, and I know they go back here. So as I solve them, I pop this out. And now I see the last two pieces I need right here, and they're going to go right here. So what you want to do, if you don't know any F2L algorithms, and you pretty much, some people would do in this situation, what some people would do is they would use the empty slot to separate these two. Then they would use the same empty slot to pair them up. But if you experiment a little bit, turn the timer off. And this is what I'm always saying about not timing yourself. Just experiment with slow solves, with walkthrough slow solves. Experiment with how you separate pieces. Instead of separating them this way, try separating them this way. Because now they're in that easy to solve situation. See? So I would solve them 1, 2, 3. End up with an easy OLL. And then G-perm. For some reason I'm getting lag. I don't like lag. I don't like lag. What's going on here? Lag. Come on. Alright, there we go. You know, I'm going to use a cube with bright stickers. This is a Lingyun version 1. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here, yo, yeah. Right, we've got orange on red. We have red on in the back on green. Blue is also on green. And green is right here under orange, flipped incorrectly. So, what I would do in this situation, this is easy. What I would do here is I would go ahead, got orange here that needs to go, it could go down in just one move. Now that brings this red up. I'm going to solve blue because orange is in the back. I know blue goes here on the left, even though it's above green. As I solve blue, I'm going to move the red over on top of it. So when blue is solved, red's lined up here where it needs to go, and that pops up the green where it needs to go. So I'm going to go ahead and solve that. I would have, usually I would have moved this corner over as I solved, before I solved this piece, but I saw that this red corner was in the back here, and I wanted it to be with this edge, even though they're matched improperly. So basically I have my cross, and normally I would do the small U2 like I said I would, but right now I don't want to because I'm going to go ahead and solve this pair. So I'm going to do a D2. I see it brought this corner around. That's the blue-red corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in the easy to solve situation. And I know they go in the back slot here because this is green. And I know red's over across from orange. So I'm solving them. I see blue, red, and I know blue, red's over here. I see that red's on the bottom, so I know I can't match them up like this, so they'll be wrong. So what I can do is put the blue-red edge right here. If the bottom color doesn't match the side color, then put it in the front, the edge in the front, and do sledgehammer, and that pairs them up right here. So I know they go in the back, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to solve them, and I see I'm going to be bringing out the orange-green corner, and I also see the blue-orange pair right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve these two after I solve orange-green. Oh, no, you know what? I think in this situation I would go ahead and solve orange-blue. simply because I'm already over here. I don't have to do any crazy cube rotations or anything. So I put them in, again, separate them in a different way. Instead of putting them here and then moving this over, separate them like this. And that puts them in that easy to solve situation to where they're right here and here. And then the green and orange are also in an easy to solve situation, even though they are together but not matched properly. I see that I know an algorithm for this. Whenever you have the white color facing out, or the cross color, whatever cross color you use, facing out, the edge is over here and the top colors don't match, you just move it back, separate them this way, bring it back, and they're in that easy to solve situation again. If you don't know full OLL and you have a dot case like this, you can, instead of placing it, move it past, bring it back, do sledgehammer, and you'll get some edges filled in here, and that's an easier case than what you might have gotten. What we would have gotten, hang on, run away. What we would have got, that's not right, hang on. What we would have gotten, hang on. There we go. What we would have gotten had we solved this right, the usual way, is we would have gotten this, it's not a hard OLL, but it's just that pretty much, that's all it is. But the W's are much faster, I think. And with G-perm. Righty row. We've got orange lined up here, blues right here, in a perfect two-move, two-edge solve situation. Then we have green lined up over here, but red is flipped incorrectly, and this is where we can use our trick, where we flip an edge. Or, if you don't want to do that, which I don't usually like to do that because I always end up dropping the cube, what I would do in this situation is I would move the red over one. So, since red's here and it's flipped incorrectly, I know green's in the back, lined up, and these two can be solved pretty easily. I'm going to bring the red this way, because I know I'm going to solve the blue here, and it's going to pop the red up to red. So I would solve green in the back, solve orange, blue, and then red. And that's what I call domino effect, where you can just use one to solve the next one, to solve the next one, and you keep going. I see green-orange here, and I see the green-orange edge here. So I would bring, since I know these match here, I would bring it back here, bring the edge behind it, and then I would solve it. I know it goes right in the back here. And I'm looking for the red-green edge, which is back here. But that would need a cube rotation, and instead I saw these blue-orange pieces here. So I'm going to solve these because I don't have to rotate. And now I see blue-red, which I don't have to rotate either. For. Pair them up in the back. And I solve them right here. And I see the green-red corners still here. Now I'm going to, well, I didn't have to rotate. So match them up. How I would do this pair when they're upside down in the slot, I would bring it out. But instead of putting this down and then going and rotating, I don't do the rotation. What I do is I bring it out, move it over. I gotta do it fast. Hang on. Yeah, okay. What I do is I bring it out, continue to move this down, bring it into the slot upside down, and then just push it back and make sure we replace this. And there's the F2L. I got a pretty easy OLL. It's this line with two lines, and the way we do that is like this, and then G perm again. We'll do a couple more. Okay, here's the situation where I've got blue here, orange here, green here, red here. I can use blue to solve the orange back in the back. So I would go ahead and solve blue, which lines up orange back here on green. I see this pair here. I'm going to try to preserve that. So I'm going to move it back to the back. I'm not going to be doing any L moves. What I would do here in this situation is I would go ahead and put the green down, bring the red up so it lines up with red, do a D move, and bring the red down. Now I know I've got the green-red pair paired up in the back, and I know it goes right here. So I'm going to solve that, and I see my next pair, which is green-orange, right here. Solve that in the back. I saw I brought out this red-blue corner. Now the way I would do this is, because it's not the same here, I would do a U2, so it's back here. So the white's facing back, this is here. If you have it like this, these are opposite. Do a U2. And some people would do it like this. Some people would put the edge here and put the corner here and bring out the edge this way. I don't do that. I do U2. So the corner's back here, edge is here. You bring it out with R, U, R prime, and it pairs it up right in the front. So that's a nice little trick for you. And I see I'm going to be solving it here, and I'm going to be bringing out the orange-blue corner. If I solve the pair this way, it brings out the corner in this position where I've got to do a rotation. If I solve this using sledgehammer, it's going to bring it out the same way. So it doesn't matter either way. So I'm going to have to do the rotation, or I can do what I just showed you. Solve it, like pair it up like this again, and solve it here, or I can do it using sledgehammer so I don't have to do a rotation. And then all I have are the blue-red pieces. The edges here, the corners here, easy to solve. End up with this crap. And then A-perm. The way I do my A-perms, instead of doing all the D2s, I do U2s. So, I'll do one more. Since I know you guys don't like long videos, you know. I on the other hand, like long videos. I like watching videos. Okay, this is kind of a crappy cross, but it's okay. Blue's here, green's down here, red's here, orange is here. The way I would do, actually it's not that bad. The way I would do this, I guess, would be to move green over so it's across from the blue. I could do this a couple different ways, but I'm going to show you this way. Then I can align the blue and green and solve the green in the back with my ring finger, and then I would do F2 because this red's here. So that will align the red up, and I could solve that. I would rotate, or you don't even have to rotate, but it's very uncomfortable doing this. Rotate, bring the orange above the blue, solve blue and orange. I probably would have moved this out of the way in a real solve. I would have probably moved this here. No, actually, I would not have moved it. I would have moved it this way. Because now they're in this easier situation where I can just move the edge back, and they solve them back in the back left here. See, I've got blue-red here. This is that easy situation again, where I can pair them up with the U2 RUR prime. And I know they go in this back left. And I would probably most likely have to rotate, but I don't have to rotate. I could do it like this. Here's the pair, the slot's back here. I would do L2, which brings the slot right here. F prime. Okay. Then I would start to put the slot back, but I would bring this down to replace the green cross piece, and then place the pair in the back. I've got the blue-orange here, the edges over here, and I know they go in the back here. And I'm going to be bringing out the green-orange. So I pair these up, solve them in the back, and here's the green-orange pair. They go right here. If I solve this using sledgehammer, I would get an easy OLL case, which is this lightning bolt, which you just do fat soon. But if I solve them, hang on. But if I solve it, oh jeez, there. If I solve it the regular way, like I probably would, I would just get a soon anyway. It doesn't matter. G perm again, man. I've had like all G perms, except like an A perm. We'll do one more. All right, we'll do one more. Try to get a really interesting solve. Okay. The red is here, flipped incorrectly. Green's over here, blue's here, orange is here. This is an easy cross. Basically, I would solve the red here next to the green. Okay, so I'm going to bring the red up, solve it, so red and green are here. That brought the blue up. So now I have the blue here, and the orange will go in the back. So I can start to solve blue, move the orange over top of it, solve blue, solve orange in the back. I see this red-green pair here. Basically, that's going to go here. But first I have to finish placing the cross. So I'll do the small U prime because I know where the pair is. I know it's right here. And it allows me to see what's over here. And I kind of wish I didn't align the cross yet and just looked back, but you wouldn't do that in a solve because this edge is solved, and I could have put the corner in before aligning the cross. So I guess what I'll do is I'll bring the pair that I'm going to solve here, move this out of the way, bring that back. And now that I know that this is solved, I'm going to, since this corner needs to be solved and the corner's right here, I'm going to move this corner back and use keyhole. I can solve the corner in the back like so, and now when I replace it, it's solved here. The pair's solved, and now this is paired up, so I'm going to solve that in the back, but I'm going to do it from this angle because I want to see what's over here. I see this green orange junk. It's not in a good situation, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this, instead of solving it like this, I'm going to solve this using sledgehammer so I can put these two pieces in a better situation. And now, easy situation. I've got Superman and F-perm. My F-perm that I use is this. And that is, you have the bar on the left, you do X, U, R2, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U, small L prime, U2, L, F prime, L prime, U, small L, R, U prime. that's it, and we're all done. We did some freaking walkthroughs on F2L and Cross, and I updated you on the contest. We're gonna take it to 700 subs instead of 1,000. So get your friends subbing. And I know I'm gonna say this to end this video. I know you guys sub for the contest. I know half of you are probably gonna unsub when it's over. But I'm just gonna tell you, I don't make a lot of money, so I'm not going to be splurging on prizes all the time. But there will be other contests, and I'm always coming out with kooky videos that people usually like to watch, and some don't, you know, whatever. So I'm going to say, you know, just stay subbed. It doesn't hurt you at all. And, you know, wait for some more videos. When the time comes, Crazy Bag Cuber is going to be doing the results video for the contest. I'm gonna have a Xxoxia silk review coming out soon. That's not it. You know, and whatever. You know, there's actually a pretty interesting idea I had. I have 4 Xxoxias. Okay, my original Xxoxia. This white Xxoxia. This Lubix Xxoxia, and then the Xxoxia Silk. Wait, that's not it. Is it? No. Xxoxia Silk. All 4 of these Xxoxias have different feels. They feel like completely different cubes. The original Xxoxia, I don't know if anybody has one. From when they very first came out, but if you do, you're lucky, because these are absolutely incredible. I didn't like it at first, but once I lubed it, it was amazing. These have a softer plastic, kind of like similar to how the Guhongs were when they first came out. If you have an old Guhong, you know that it's much better than this crappy newer, what I call new Hongs. These old Xxoxias have the soft plastic again, and oh my god, there's a huge, it feels completely different. It just automatically does whatever you want it to do, and I love it. These newer Xxoxias, they have this harder, like, scratchy plastic. I'm going to be making a video about this at some point. I don't know when, but stay tuned for that, as well as the Xxoxia Silk review. And then we'll get some more kooky crap-roo going. Yeah!